Okay. 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 Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's stream. I hope you're doing well. Hello, Jean and Techie. Welcome in. Sorry, I had to go outside because the gate was open and it was I don't know. It's not gonna get dark for like another hour or two, so you know we'll get there. We have from Techie 4 questions. Yeah. Okay. So I'll go ahead and open this. Oops. We're clicking on all the wrong things. So station we have okay. Gosh, I'm right. Okay. That was weird. It wasn't like loading the way it normally does. Oh my god, I didn't clear out my mail today and there's just so much. So welcome in everybody. Hold on, let me close off some things fast. Oh, I can't turn that off yet because I didn't hook that up right, so hold on, there's an airplane going over and I think it's gonna be loud right now. We'll see if it actually makes its way over. Hello, Faith and Love. Hello, Mariana. Welcome in. Sometimes I do. I think Jean tends to be the um master information on that one. Okay. There have been things that I've, talked about, but um hello, Celie. You want to know? There have been times where I've been right, and accurate, but I feel like Jean tends to know more of the like depth of it. Uh, yeah. it's terrifying to me now. Yeah, I get that. I feel like in that situation with what happened this weekend, I feel like there's a lot of information that's just not being let out. You know, and if they were to, I don't know, I guess that's just all governments, isn't it? Like, hello. Um, did I miss somebody? I swear I did. With what's been going on in the world and all governments, I think they hold back like way too much information, and then the information we do get, it seems like we're only getting a small portion that allows for like way too much interpretation of events. So, like, I know from people I've met, you know, when it concerns other countries, we don't get the whole story. And that's unfortunate because, you know, we if we could have like all of the core information, I think we understand where everything is coming from and where everything is headed. But instead, we get caught up in what, like, every corner, you know, every um what is it, every religion, every ethnicity, every country, every um political group, whatever they decide to interpret it as, and we don't actually get to see the real thing. You know, we don't get to see the core of the problem, of who's being affected, who's happy, who's sad, and especially like why they're happy, why they're sad. Like, are you happy because you get freedom? Are you happy because you get more money? You know, so yeah, and it it is a sad truth. I hope that with this change, the women get more freedom. You know, in the Middle East, because it's sad if you look up like a lot of those countries, like, and you type in like early 80s or like late 70s, you see that they were thriving, you know, and very like updated, and there's, you could see the happiness on these women's faces, you know, you can see that it was just so like modernized, and they're going places. And then you see now, and it's just complete, you know, opposite. So I hope for the best, but all I could say is, like, with the last couple of um removals, forced removals of leaders caused by this current administration, that it actually is allowing progress to be made in those countries. Yeah. 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 It's very odd, very unpredictable, very like, who knows what's happening. But, you know, we hope for the best. Hope is everything. Like, I know, and that's the one thing is I always remember what the philosophy teacher I had said, and it's like, always pay attention to what's happening behind the main news, because it's usually a distraction. I don't know. I always feel sussy when people come in and they're new, and or I don't recognize them, and they have a way of greeting me like they've been here before. But I'm not quite sure exactly who they are, but they obviously know me. So, I don't know. But we'll go ahead and get started on that. Okay, so we have take these questions. Let me shuffle it up for Techie and we'll get started. Where my hold on. I wasn't charging my phone and I realized it. There we go. So we have we have the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Four of Cups, we have the Wheel of Fortune, Death. Ooh, the Nine of Cups. Okay, Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Cups are coming out. They're two good cards for like completing a process or allowing things to like enter a final stage. We have Three of Wands, Four of Swords, and Three of Cups. Okay, so Death to me is signifying, alongside the two nines, right, that there's one stage that's coming to an end and a new stage coming through, or not necessarily the new stage, but like prep for the new stage. So we're seeing a completion sort of cycle through here. When it comes to this person, though, I do feel like they have a lot to offer you, mainly with the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups has that, like, it's an offer that you can't say no to, right? It's an offer that is like right in front of you, and it is always super beneficial to you. It's going to help you out quite a bit, and I feel like this person is that cup, right? What they're coming through with, what they're offering you is what will take you further. And it's leading into the Wheel of Fortune, which of course is that card that you want, that keeps you moving forward into success, into things that will, you know, further you down the road, get you to exactly where you need to be, rather than being like, you know, delayed or questioning things, or having somebody, you know, promise you something and then not come through with it. So I do feel like this is definitely a good energy for you to have, especially with that just the progress that's being made across the cards, because we really want to see a smooth transition rather than one that has sort of like a pause, right? So here we're like at Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. We're being offered one more that will complete out a set, right? It will complete out the Nine of Cups, become the Ten of Cups, and then we see it lead into that Wheel of Fortune. So we're smooth here, smooth transition. We're not waiting as much as like before. I feel like this is more choosing now. So you're not in that stage of just being there and you know, wanting signs, wanting help. So a lot of promising um energy from this person, especially with how they see you, because we have celebration within the Three of Cups. We have a good like overall view of somebody within the Nine of Pentacles, and we see that they see you as somebody that has a lot of potential, especially if they're offering to complete the Ten of Cups for you, right? So if they see that that's like one thing that you're missing, one thing that you're in need of, then they're willing to help you. So I really see like a strong positive view from this person. It really seems like it's like they see you for who you are and they see the potential that you have, so really they're really willing to help you out here. And what's best, honestly, I'll say, is like with some of the previous people, right? There was like, well, you know, they seem helpful, but will they really follow through with it, you know, or will they understand that you're serious? Because sometimes you can talk to somebody and they're like, you know, I've talked to 1,000 other people or 100,000 other people, and they all say the same thing, you know, so they don't really take you serious. But then you find somebody like this that actually does listen, somebody who does care, somebody who wants success for those who, you know, are genuine about their aspirations. So I like the way they see you. We'll go on to see what he can offer. I want to see if we're honestly, I want to see if we get Pentacles specifically on that, and if we get any higher up swords. So if we get like Page through King swords, those are the cards that I really want to come out. So we have Justice, we have King of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, the Empress. So we are getting some good potential. We have those Pentacles coming out. They have good sturdy momentum to them. They are more starting cards, both the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. They're indicating something new. You have the Ten of Pentacles coming out. That is long term right there. So we're still seeing that, like, that a dream card coming through for you. So lots of good what is it, confirmation, continuous confirmation here. Justice is the law card, right? The well, obviously it's justice. It's the card that I associate with your future. So it coming out is a really good sign here. We have somebody who has high motivation for people, so a genuine interest in people and their future, coming through with that King of Wands. It is somebody who has a lot of charisma, and therefore like a lot of say. They can really like convince people to, you know, in a positive way, do what they want. But they have a genuinely like more of a say than others, just because of their overall energy. But The Empress also coming through, which is an energy you've been in quite often, but also I think just the overall like group that this person has around them. It has like what's very helpful, what's very nurturing, a lot of guidance. Also, like they've been through it, so they know what ways to avoid things or how to prepare for, everything. That's the kind of mentality or, just overall personality this um, person has. I also like that the Hierophant is coming through because the Hierophant has great influence over things. So with the charisma of the King of Wands as well as the Hierophant, you see somebody who knows a lot of people, um, will introduce you to a lot of people and will help you get ahead by like pushing you in the right direction. So it seems very good. Like this person, I feel a genuine, true um help from them, and one that's not like tainted or corrupted, because some people, like, they're just burnout, so they don't find joy in it anymore, or they might like promise you something and then not follow through with it. But this one, I do feel like still has this strong connection to people, their work, just things around them, and you're you're going to really benefit from this person. Especially, like I said, every time that 10 of Pentacles comes out, you still have that like generational wealth, that success, long term um, stability, everything coming through with that card still has like such a nice um, energy to it. Oops, I'm gonna go. Yeah, it does. This one, like, I like the overall like traits that are coming out of the cards, because we don't see anybody that's like abnormally perfect, but we do see a truth to it. So when you see one that's more realistic, it has like a very good lasting energy. Okay, we have out of my eye. We have, oh, Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so that's a card that um is a completion of work. Normally it's practice, it's starting off as like something new, it's like entry level, but it can also be somebody who's grown to be like the master level, and they're sort of, what is it, they're like teaching others. So it's a good card to honestly come out here, because I feel like it's saying there's a completion to like applications or forms or whatever it is, and you're finally moving away from that into something that's, not as like demanding, or at least like not as like just, is this coming through or is it not, wondering how long it's going to take. But I felt good about the the cards that are coming out. There's a slowness and a quickness that's only sort of like negative here, because you see a lot of hard work, which 100% will pay off with the Eight of Pentacles and the King of Cups. They're both very good cards. We have Temperance coming through with that sort of like weighing out what needs to be processed at what time. And then the quicker energy of both the Knight of Swords as well as the Star, because the Star is an air energy. So you have sort of a quicker transformation there. The stars also, wish fulfillment, manifesting goals, dreams, things coming through for you, right place, right time. And it all seems like it it has what to me is like making good progress. Yeah. It has to me what's making a good overall success energy. Oh, why'd it go blurry? Um, you have the lovers and you have the Seven of Cups, so the choice is yours, and you're being united with what would be um the best thing for you. Why is it blurry? Um, so I do feel like it has a very good success story going on here. So I feel like it's a strong yes. Um, for the lovers to come out, that means that it's a choice that benefits you, and it's like the right choice. And for you to have a card of choice within the Seven of Cups and then the card of choice within the lovers, it's saying you're united with what is meant for you, something that will actually get you further, be successful, you know, long term, and have a good connection to it. So I feel like we're getting good. We're getting good. I would like one more pentacle, but as we get closer to it, I feel like that would just, you know, come right out. So hopefully, of course, fingers crossed, all the positives. Oh, let's see, next question. So, oh, a time frame? Do we have a, I don't know, slowness, fancy? We'll see. We'll see. Time frame. Ooh, okay. We have the world. The world has fixed signs. The next fixed sign would be in Taurus in late April, early May. But it's followed by the Knight of Cups, which would be a water energy. We are in a water sign right now, but they're both cards of, is that what you call it on there? Oh, I never realized that. They're both cards of like, how to, like, what comes through steadily, but it's not quite the fastest moving, but it's not like you're waiting like an eternity, you know, you're not waiting forever for this to come through. So it does seem on the quicker end. For some reason I'm seeing like cycles of 7. 7 would overlap with what you call it, 2, huh? Leo. So 7s. Look for 7s. Could be like 7 weeks, 7th month, 7th day. Okay, so ooh, we have the next question. Okay, we have I felt like one more. Okay, 5 of Pentacles, the Fool, Temperance. Okay, so there's definitely something that draws people to you here. But it's, like I said, there's a fresh vibe to this. There's something very fresh within these are the energy of the Fool, right? It's something that has a like relief to it, but also like something's different that people have been looking for that hasn't been offered elsewhere. We have Judgment. Ooh, the Lovers come out again. What else? King of Pentacles. So I do feel like the way people look to you, there's a confidence that you have as well as like a capability that people really admire. And it has to do with the way you handle things, the way that you talk to people, the way that you invite them in, and you have this like brightness, this optimism when it comes to whatever it is that is going on around you. You have an optimism that, like, even like you might in the moment have a negative reaction to something or have some sadness, but you still turn around with an optimism. So we see that coming through. I think you generally bring a nice, like, what is it, like a change in like atmosphere, scenery, mainly with the cards. They wouldn't be normally like read this week, but because of um the Alice in Wonderland aspect here, when you think about who Alice is in the books and how she interacts with certain characters, you see that she has a way of changing their mindset or bringing something new, bringing about a change. And in contrast with the overbearing, sort of like weird, um, loud, critical Queen of Hearts, right? She's more subdued. She's more like, let go of the past, move forward, try to fix things, try to make things right, trying to reestablish justice for people. And they're like, in long term, she creates like a whole new environment for everyone. And that's because of like her good heart, her like desire to have peace in the world. But she's also very like just overall like genuine, lovely person when it comes down to it, when it comes down to what she's hoping for. So I feel like that's where you're represented here. You have that charm, that beauty, that um, heart, everything that people like attracts people. But here it's more so like what you're able to do. And I feel like you're doing it on your own. You're not necessarily depending on other people to get you there. Like, you might ask for help, but this is solely you, and people will be aware that this is you. This is you creating this better environment. This is you helping. This is you bringing out the brightness. You making a better surrounding. It's you wanting an overall, more peaceful world. So I say it looks good when it comes to whatever this is. It might be like two things in one, though. It might be like half charity, half something else, like something that you're interested in. What action will she take towards our relationship this month? But I send you good vibes, all the well wishes. We have the Lovers. So I feel like they're reaching out to you. Ooh. I feel like they're reaching out to you. This is more to, what is it? On an emotional level, on a heartfelt level. It's their choice to, you know, act on this. We have Six of Pentacles, so it definitely is reaching out to you so that you feel that connection. In case this person's been like lacking on communication and interaction, you know. I'll have to return it with you. Okay. Well, you take care in the time being in between. Nine of Wands, Five of Swords, Seven of Cups. So, we were discussing the future last night, and we'll go from there. It looks... the foundation looks good. Okay. This person is not really good at actually telling you what they're thinking. And when they do try to tell you, I feel like their wording is off. So it's like... It's not like a bad thing, okay? It's just like sometimes I feel like their wording makes you think, you know, maybe they feel different, or maybe like there's some something that they're not telling you. It's just more so their way of communicating. I feel like in their head, they're making sense, right? In their head, it's perfectly fine. They're getting their point across, but what comes out feels like they could just use some work on it, you know. So it's more so the mentality that I think like either they're overthinking it, and by the time that they actually say it, it's like missing quite a bit. But this person's working on it. He holds him back a lot, especially feelings and emotion. Yeah, it's a hard thing when the Nine of Wands comes through, because that's somebody who's trying, right? They are truly trying, but it's something that they struggle at and something that they worry about, because it's a card of trying to get back on, you know, a better ground without really knowing where to move forward from there. I do feel strong connection though, because of the Lovers as well as the Two of Cups. Two of Cups, like top tier favorite card for relationships, because we see somebody who like they're meant for each other, right? They're truly meant for each other, more so than in the Lovers, because I always feel like the Two of Cups are people that have come together to decide upon their future in a in a way that's not necessarily affected by, you know, higher ups or something, right? They're guided toward each other, but it doesn't feel like it's a forced relationship. I do feel like he wants a future with you. I just think the way of like handling things, it's what's a problem, especially with the Nine of Cups, because that signifies somebody who doesn't feel like, well, I shouldn't say that. Nine of Cups and Nine of Wands together feels like somebody who doesn't feel like they're quite complete enough to have it all. So if that's the mindset of this person, and that's why you're not, that's the portion of this that you're not getting, right, is the, like, there's still things that they need to do in order to be at that like completed level. If that's it, which I strongly believe it is, then they still need to complete some things. They still need to level up in their mind, you know, reach a better stage if it comes to work, if it comes to their home, you know. Get out of his head. Yeah, well, that's the thing that's what I'm saying, like about the Nine of Wands. It's that it can have that like frustration going on there. It has that like somebody who's just stuck in their own head, but we see progress. So it's getting there. I'd say just give them time, because they do truly care about you. You got two of like the best cards to come out when it comes to this relationship, but just give it some time, because this is something that they are working on, but you know, it's still taking some time to process. So I send you the best of luck. Um, hopefully, you know, it'll improve soon. My fear and anxiety eases this month. Let's see. Okay. King of Wands. 4 Cups. We have 7 of Wands. We have a lot of Wands. I feel like there's a relief in certain areas. Um, this is with yourself mainly, because wands tend to indicate like your own energy, your own self-worth, your feelings to yourself, you know, how angry you are, how upset you are with something you've done or a way you've handled things. But you have 2 royals, which would be the Queen and the King of Wands, which has more control over this. But I can feel like you sometimes like get in your head over these things. But we have the Devil and the Hermit. There seems to be an improvement of just like not overthinking things, not allowing it to really like, what is it, hamper your environment, the positives that are going on, the good things around you. It's not really bringing you down as much, and this seems like something you just have to like give yourself time with. And even if that means that you know, taking a step away from other people or situations that are causing more friction, especially if there's people that like you, how do I put this, like you trust them, you care about them, but they might be the type of person that pushes more frustration on you rather than helping you um, sort of like get away from those things or get away from what upsets you. So in that situation, I'd say um, it could just be saying like no to those people, you know, saying no to the frustration, saying no to those who you know aren't aware of the issues they're creating. But I do feel like as long as you focus on it, you know, as long as you take that time and you realize that you yourself can you could take some time for yourself. You don't have to give all your time to other people. As long as you realize that, I feel like you're in a good situation. So remember, the hermit doesn't have to be forced. It can be voluntary. And sometimes what we forget when the hermit becomes voluntary is that it actually is meaning, it's meaning for us to focus on ourselves rather than focusing on what might be good thing, what might be, what is it, interpreted as selfish, right? So we focus on ourselves. But I send you the best. Why am I, is it so crooked? I send you the best. You know, just give yourself some time. Give yourself more time than you usually do. So how do we read that? He eerie Cadil. I think. Is all that decent to me okay to use? And nothing bad. I know. Well, I think you called her out and she left. So, unfortunate. Not really, but unfortunate. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Swords, King of Pentacles. I feel like it's a yes. You have all good cards that say it's good to use. Nothing seems wrong with it. Nothing to be worried about. Nothing that would have anything bad. I mean, you know, always be careful. Always use your own always listen to your own concerns when it comes to things. So, you know, if you don't trust, don't use. But otherwise, I don't feel anything bad. Good energies from these cards. Even with that Page of Swords, that is a smarter card. So, you know, if you question it, I'd say no. But, you know, that's it. I'd say go ahead. Oh, it's fine. I send you good vibes. Why she said she really should have on one of her. We both know she has more than. We both know she has more than 5 accounts, and I could not interrupt the reading to respond. I looked at you, Spade. Hope you're doing well. Oh, let's go. Oh, same to you. Oh my god. Okay, for you we have 6 of Wands. Okay. 3 of Wands. 6 of Swords. High Priestess. Ace of Wands. This is an interesting sort of cards. Knight of Pentacles. 10 of Swords. Oh. Six of Pentacles. Well, I'm not really feeling like super positive about this. But what we see here, we're starting off with 6 of Wands, and I did get the clarifier, which is a 6 of Pentacles, which is offering something to somebody else. She's her friends and sons account too. Oh my gosh. It's offering something to somebody else, and sometimes it's a good thing, right? We see it being given as like something that's beneficial, something that's helpful. Other times we see it being given to boost themselves. You know, sometimes it's like normally in the old interpretation of that card, it would be somebody who's giving money to the needy for to look good, you know, to be like, look at how helpful I am. Look at how, why is this falling? Look at how much I give to others. It can also be somebody who's like, I'm doing this favor for you so that you owe me a favor. Sometimes it just has that more like, rather than being helpful, it's like, why are you being helpful? So, yeah, mainly we're seeing that as like a rise because, like I've said before, you don't get to the Six of Wands just being like, just existing, right? Something has to happen. But we don't see the transit to the Six of Wands, and you didn't, like, you don't have um anything that would give this reason or this person reason to be the Six of Wands. So that's why I asked for a clarifier, because if we don't have a reason for them to become the Six of Wands the right way, then we're seeing it being done the wrong way. So it was in hopes to either gain something out of this, to, like you said, put himself in a good position, and almost like, I feel like this person's waiting for whatever it is that they thought they'd get out of it, but they didn't get it. And that's because Six of Swords comes along. We have Six of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Six of Swords. And then we end up, of course, in the Ten of Swords. So we start off with Six of Pentacles and its negative energy. We have it revealed with the High Priestess, right, of things not working out as it transfers into the Six of Wands. Normally that would be a great transit to go through, but the fact that we're ending up at the Six of Swords and the sword that follows would be the Ten of Swords, we're seeing it not work out for this person. So feeling stabbed in the back by somebody that they trusted to help them move up, it's sort of a karmic-y energy going on here. Is like, this is punishment for taking this from you and passing it on to somebody else, right? So we're seeing it all play out here, and whatever they were going for, whatever they were, yeah. So it's not, it's definitely not a good situation for them. Definitely didn't trust the right people, didn't pass on the right or information the right way, right? So it was just for growth, and it didn't even work out for them. So I hope that you don't have to deal with something like that again. Yeah. Well, that's the worst thing, is like seeing the Ten of Swords. I know whatever is coming around completely is really not gonna be good for them. So it sucks, but at least you get applause in the end. So we have Jasmina with a career reading. She got one idea, so I'll end up shaming the one who took my ideas. Yeah. Well, I send you the good vibes. That sucks. Ace of Cups, the Sun, Knight of Pentacles. Ooh, Ten of Swords popped out again. And finally we have, who is this? The Empress. Why was I going to read that? Wow, I was like going with a completely different card there. Oh, of course. Wish you the best week. So when it comes to career, we have, starting off, a frustrating card of just being in a sucky situation where things aren't really like happy. There are cards where it's just like, you're not feeling it. You're having pretty unfortunate work environment, but good thing is it's working its way out of that. It might come through over the next like 2 months or so that we see this this transition, because it's a little on the slow side for me. A little on the like not like super fast transit, but I do feel like if we're moving from the Ten of Swords into the Empress, there is a better place for you waiting for you, and it just needs that end to come along. You have a great card with the Ace of Cups. That's like overflow, abundance. That's all things working out for you. Perfect timing, everything that you're hoping for to come through for you in the most beneficial way, as well as the Sun. um that's showing that things are going to be successful, that you will have happiness. Of course, Nine of Pentacles, like I said, um that slower card, slower energy. It might take a little while longer than expected for it to come through, but honestly, like late March, early May might be the timeline that these changes happen for you. But I'll give you good energy for that. Be on the lookout around March, possibly, or start really, really looking around March, and then see what happens late April into May, because I think that's when these things will come through for you. It feels like there's a group that comes toward you, or at least one person and somebody else they're connected to. It feels like a what might be a smaller workplace, like fewer employees, um, and more of a like a tight knit environment where people really like get along well. There's like it's more personal, less like chaos, less like all these other people that you gotta interact with, but it looks peaceful, and the Ace of Cups does signify peace. So good luck with your journey. Sorry, my future husband. Okay, we have Page of Wands, the World, Ace of Cups, Page of Swords, the Hierophant, Nine of Cups, and Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so this is somebody who yeah. This is somebody who probably the worst deck for appearances, to be quite honest. This is somebody who has a really bright smile, somebody who's very smart, likes learning. They might be at a distance from you, but I feel like if they're in the distance and they're moving toward you, so you probably don't have to go toward them. There's somebody who is more in tune with their emotions, very kind, very stable, like emotionally. Honestly, like they seem to be a hard worker, but they might not be at the position that they're hoping for yet. Only because like we're seeing an apprentice in 3 cards technically. We're seeing that in the Page of Wands, the Page of Swords, as well as the Eight of Pentacles. So somebody who is training, somebody who's working, somebody's just learning. So they'll be in that position you know, in a couple years probably, but they're doing really, 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 really well for themselves. They just need that other person to come along. Um, I'm not seeing a timeline, so I can't tell you that, but yeah, I'm really not seeing a timeline for that. We have too many. What we have, all four um elements coming out around a card of all four elements. So we're not seeing anything specific that would say here or there, but um somebody with pretty smile, pretty eyes. um I think they dress well. They have a good group of friends around them. They seem to be more on the talkative side. um Definitely a lot of people surrounding them, a lot of people who like their presence because they just have a very charismatic um, way of just, presenting themselves to others, of communicating with others, of being around others. So that's what I see when it comes to this person. I send you good luck. Hello, chumpies. How you be? How you be? Oh, that's ridiculous. I want a McFlurry now. Oh, look, I wanted a McFlurry, but after seeing what they do with McFlurries now, I would never. Like, sprinkling it on top? No, no. 10 people let us know. Yeah. Okay, what are Siddharth's current feelings and next actions? There's still no contact with the dog situation. Well, we're hoping for the best. Hoping for the goods. Hoping for movement. Oh, let's see what's going on. Ooh. Okay, the Lovers. Page of Cups. The Ten of Cups. So we still have a connection here. Ace of Pentacles. Temperance. It's more waiting time. So there's still a connection there. There's still like being, this person's thinking of you. You're still part of this person's. It shows the full. I know. I don't like it either. It's awful. But they're still thinking of you. They still have you on their mind. They'd still like to communicate with you, reach out to you. But we're still seeing a standstill with the Two of Swords. So it's like a major strong feeling here with what is it? With the main energy, right? The Lovers, the Page of Cups, the Ten of Cups. Those are all very strong energies coming out, very strong cards. But to have that come out with like the pause and the waiting, the deciding upon things, it's showing that there's still like indecision, difficulties in deciding how to move forward. So definitely still feel strongly connected to you. They have um what I would say is still, a main part of who you are within um these cards. So they still, you're still part of their life. You're still somebody that, is valued, important, somebody who honestly is like incomplete, without you. But they're still just not moving. And it sucks, to be honest, because the Four of Pentacles is like is not moving. I mean, most pentacles not moving. If they are, they're moving slowly. But for them, like as positive as they can be, sometimes they're really annoying because you want them to move quicker, but then you have cards that are like the Four of Pentacles that just like absolutely stay in place and they don't plan on moving anytime soon. So they're still there. They still, I don't know who it is, what's going on, who's around them. It might be one person in particular that is still like, hey, stay away from them, or just don't, you know, talk, don't, think about relationship prospects, because of the way that the Lovers is coming out. It's sort of like commanding, or somebody else is influencing the situation. But I would still say I know that's one person. Yeah. I was in a couple of lives where Charles copied the icon and name is cousin. You're looking happen and check to get the original person. Doing the channels. Wow. People, that sucks. This is one of those moments where we need people to, get a life. But like I said, sometimes I'll give you this. Sometimes when we see cards come out like this and there's still a strong connection, it just means that it's not ending, like it's not over. It's not something that is just, thrown out. Sometimes it means that, like, whatever they're doing, whatever way they're thinking, it needs to be resolved, or they still need time to get something else going on in their head so that they could be in a better place. It'll keep the connection established, but it just needs, better a better connection. A better the connection stays there, but the environment, needs to be improved. So I send you good vibes. That's an imposter, it's not me. Oh my gosh, that's not fun. That's pretty awful. That he takes it. Yeah. I send you the good vibes and all the goods. I send this person as well the good vibes. It says, because sometimes they just need to stop being influenced. The worst thing is YouTube can do nothing about it because of the way that YouTube is established. They can't block anyone. They can't remove, they can remove one profile, but they can't continuously, like, somebody will always come back because they can't block an IP without blocking hundreds of thousands of people. And it sucks. They should have kept I'm sure if they would have thought about it, they would have found another alternative to IP addresses rather than doing it the way that they do now. But that's why I hate, like, on here, like, watching people and they come in and they ask the same questions, and it's like, what do you think is going to happen if you ask the same question under, multiple accounts? It's not going to change, and just because somebody's telling you something different than, um, you know, like if A tells you no, B tells you no, and C tells you yes, doesn't mean that C is right just because they told you, It just means that they're one who told you that. Yeah. Right. It frustrates me. It's like, it's not going to change. Yeah. And it doesn't change anything, sadly. And most of the time they go to the readers that say what they want to hear. Like, it's going to work out. It'll be a matter of time. But I'm not saying it's like they're giving them false hope or anything. But it does, at least to me, feel like they're creating frustration where there doesn't need to be frustration. Like, if you don't want the answer, just make it up yourself. Or just continuously go to the same reader that lies to you over and over and over again. That would probably be the best bet. Yeah. Especially the ones that, like, I've seen lately, like, for a long time, and it's been months. It's been like 6 months or so that I was going through tarot channels and stuff. And recently I popped through, just to see what was, like, going on. That's it. Whatever, wherever. Oh, I was just popping through, and I've seen these people, and they're giving them such, like, um I need to get my new ring light up. This one doesn't like me anymore. um I've seen them giving, the most off the wall answers. And or charging some prices. Like that person I told you about, they said it's a new age, so they gotta double the price. Sometimes I wish I was that person. I wish I had the cojones to do something like that. But then I remember I have a soul. LOL. Oh, I know I would get karma for it, but yeah, it's called pulling out the wrong plug. Ew. Oh. Why is it doing that? I need to just get out my other ring light. I think this one's dying on me. I think it's seen the last of its days. Oh, late night session on the door. I have another one. I just didn't like the shape of it. Or not the shape. You know, hold on. I'm throwing things I shouldn't be throwing. The size of this one. That's what I'm trying to talk about. You guys get to see a behind the scenes of me. Oh, sheesh. Okay, that was better. Okay, Jace. Is this one actually like nicer than the other one? Now I'm questioning. Ooh, candle, it sounds nice. Yes. Okay, we have Two of Wands, Queen of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, the Chariot. Oh, the Empress. Okay, we got some interesting cards. The Hanged Man, Four of Swords. Okay. So there's a need for a conversation. There's a need for a conversation. I see here. And I do think it's coming because it feels like they have some inner issues. um, there's some things that are going on in there that are just like, just need to be revised. And I think it's something that's probably going to come in conversation soon. The it's fine because the hanged man comes through and sort of turns around the situation and makes like it improves it. But it's just like I'm feeling you strongly in a lot of these cards as being this person that um has to explain yourself to a lot of people, because they see you as somebody that, like, in honesty, like they see you as who you are. Like you have a lot of knowledge, you're very confident, you work very hard, you have all these things that are like really, I don't know, like you're very independent, very capable. But I think you also have to tell them like other things about them. Like you have to say like, hey, I'm a human, um I'm not just, this person, I'm also this person. And I think that's the problem with like several people, is I think they see you one way, and those who get to know you finally see who you really are, that you have compassion, that you have um a soft side, all those things. But they get sort of caught up in this, like, what is it, like almost like overdone view of you, something that's very like you said, like thinking highly. But this person cares about you, even though they might have a weird way of showing it. um they want to, how do I put it, like, be more personal with you, but I also feel like they struggle with that. So that might be where the conversation is. And, just like be more like, be more friends, be more like real, so that this person can establish like who you really are, not just like who you're, who they think you are. But it is an odd set of I think he's scared to say anything. Yeah, I could see that. But it feels though like you're being, it's not in a, yeah. It feels like you're being interpreted to this person, or at least the way that this person is interpreting you is as being like too great, like beyond reality. Like you can have a good image of somebody. You could say, oh, they're smart, they're talented, they have all these things going for them, they really know, what to do in life, they've made us all these things successful for themselves on their own, all those fun things. But if they don't count the what is it, like they don't consider the truth, or they don't think of the like person behind it, then sometimes they can get a little, oops, they can get a little obsessed with a reality that doesn't really exist. But I don't really think it's like a bad thing to get to know you. I think they're just maybe think it is. Um, but I think overall, they probably do just need to, oops, sorry. I dropped too many things and I'm trying to put them away. Um, I think they just really need to get to know you. They need to get over whatever, like if there's a fear, if there's a over idolizing, over in awe. Um, I think they need to get over that so that they can see who you really are. But like I said, conversation coming soon. I agree. I'm surprised. I think, but you know, that's the thing is like to me, the transfer of the dang, what's his name? The hanged man, right? You're trying to tell this person like, look, this is who I am. They see you as this like queen of swords, but really you have this more like empress energy going on. You're trying to tell them, but then we see a reversal here where it's like you finally get the opportunity to say this is who you really are. So you have a good like mindset on it, and I think it will eventually show up. Like you'll eventually have the opportunity to talk, and maybe you know it might help the entire situation if you're able to talk to them so that it removes some of this, you know, that might be there, this hesitation or this um like withdrawal that might come up, and move more into, you know, this of like more approaching, more of like, okay, you know, there's more to this than what meets the eye. So I see it as positive. Just very interesting that this person has decided to almost like quickly create an image of you in their head. But you know, conversation probably over like the next month will happen. Probably not. Probably avoid Mercury retrograde season for a conversation, but I feel that online though. Oh, this one doesn't. This light doesn't do that weird thing with my skin tone. That's nice. That makes people feel inadequate. You know what? That's something that, like, when I get too serious, right, about something, the language that I start using becomes very businessy. Of course, all the good vibes, all the well wishes. The language I use becomes very businessy, very like a business letter itself, you know. And people have told me in the past that I sound like I don't care, or like I'm a computer or something, like it's generated, that there's something wrong with it because it becomes too perfect. So I try not to get serious. I try to stick to just whatever. But when I'm writing, like nothing like I speak. When I'm writing, I have to focus so much on not sounding serious. Yeah. And it's been something that like if you spoke to me like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, it completely different. I have worked so hard, and it's a huge drastic difference because people used to say that they were scared of me. And I'm like, yeah, but I was fine with it in a weird way. And try to express that. That's what I've learned to do. I try to put like a happy face or a heart or something so that I don't sound serious, because the moment I go into like normal, and it takes me more time to write things with emojis than it does for me to write things normally. And I realize that's like such a bad it's such a bad thing to do, but at the same time it's sort of good, because that means that you have retained a proper way of communicating, an educated way of communicating. That is true. I think the one time it is beneficial is if somebody's like being obnoxious to me, and I really want to get the point across, and I'm done with it, and there's no like moving forward. It's something that's finished. I don't want to communicate with them anymore. I can write very sternly, be very serious about it, use words that are larger. And I think they become so um distracted by that, that becomes so serious that it actually conveys to them how I'm feeling. Yeah. I've always hated abbreviations though. I could never use like chat terms. Y'all. They say y'all over here too, and I don't understand why. Like in more ghetto areas, they'll say y'all. I'm like, come on. My favorite thing to do though is something very simple. It's like, rather than saying, "Oh, I'm sorry," I'll say, "I apologize," because I feel like I can get more of a snarky response when using the word apologize. And I'm like so proud of myself for it. But most people don't know that it's like a snark response. It does. Way too fast. Oh my god, like that woman on TikTok with her. Oh my god, that was terrible with her daughter. Um, she wrote a letter to her daughter's teacher, and because the teacher had given her like really bad grades, and then she wrote the letter back, and it was just, it fills with like internet slang and text slang. And this was a letter that she wrote to a teacher to tell the teacher that the teacher was wrong. And then on top of it all, somebody was like, "Well, why didn't you use like spell check or something? Why didn't you type up a letter for her?" And she said, "Oh, who has a typewriter these days?" And I was just like, how fast you can lose faith in humanity. And what's even worse, right, is you think about a typewriter, and it's like, a typewriter? Dear God, you make a mistake on a typewriter, you're done. All the teacher did was at the bottom of the page was like, please come in on this day to speak to me. It was just so many issues. All the issues the kid had were all the issues that the mother had. The mother couldn't spell. The mother couldn't capitalize. She was lower writing not a single period like throughout the whole letter, and lowercase I, like lowercase everything. Like she was not capitalizing. She was actually typing like lazy texting, on a phone or on a keyboard, whatever. She was not capitalizing it, and the child couldn't spell. The child wasn't capitalizing words properly. She couldn't tell the difference between a lot of capital letters and lowercase letters. But Hello Techie is still open. We were just shocked by humanity. I was just like, I wish I could find it. Yeah. She started off with hey, but instead of hey, Hey, it was Hay. So, hey, then instead of capital M, Miss, she put lowercase m, and then the teacher's name she also lowercased. Um, Lowercase I on I'm, no apostrophe. So I am lowercase, writing concerning the kids' number grades. No period. I've never seen a report card like this. No period. Lowercase I figured it out though. THO. Um, what? WAT. I'm, once again, lowercase I, no apostrophe M. Not understand. Okay? Not understand is why she scored all ones with her handwriting. So, I never seen a report card like this. I figured out though what I'm not understand is why. Then it goes on to, she knows how to spell and write her name. Yes, I understand she gets uppercase and lowercase mixed up a little, but scoring 9-1 or scoring a 1 on handwriting is ridiculous. Don't you, just a you, you know, you the letter. Think maybe a 2 if anything. I've been having problems with her behavior non non-stop, not non, and UN about what was this? Small things. I keep record of this. I need a meeting in person because this is really unacceptable. And then she went on and on and on. But basically, And then she tried to justify it. Yeah. I feel the same way. Like, how are you gonna sit there and then she tried to like monopolize on it. And the thing is, like, they can say, like, growing up in the ghetto, they didn't really have options. But I also grew up in the ghetto, and I just studied. You know, I worked hard. I didn't let the ghetto define me. Okay, we got it. Got four more for Techie. Read books until they don't read like they're talking. I went to school in the ghetto. That's it's just so crazy that it's like I think what's really sad in that situation was that she didn't have the what is it? She didn't have the cognitive skills to understand what was wrong in that situation, and that she not only doubled down, she tripled, quadrupled, you know, she kept saying she was right in that situation. And no matter how you look at it, she wasn't. Like, her own English, her own penmanship, writing, as in like grammar, comprehension, whatever else it might be, she was awful. And she was fine with it. Yeah. And it wasn't like somebody can say like, oh, it's like that's how we speak in this region, or you know, one of those justifications. It was truly like internet slang. Okay. We have the Hierophant. We have Temperance. We have Strength. So we have three major arcana coming out across the top. Ace of Wands, Nine of Cups. Oy, oy, oy. Who are we? Page of Pentacles and Ten of Cups are forcing their way out. I'm surprised I didn't ruin that card right now the way I grabbed it. Reader, right? Reading spell in school so we can communicate effectively with others. Yeah, but apparently, I don't know. I would say that she probably didn't get past like 5th grade. We are. So with the first question, I do feel like this is a strong yes because you have like the Hierophant coming out, and that is. Hold on, there's a what you call it going by, a group of motorcyclists. Hold on, I'm waiting for the last two to go past. Okay, so we have the Hierophant. Normally, the Hierophant is like an educator, a teacher, um, somebody who is of a higher position that sort of bestows knowledge or understanding upon people. We also have Temperance, which is the nice card of being able to like balance things. Um, More, how do I put this? Like balancing things in every aspect of life. So it's not just like being able to balance like home and work. It's actually balancing things that like your your mindset on things of like positive and negative. It's being patient in what comes, allowing for like um like a balance between optimism and understanding. So you have um good expectations on what's coming toward you. Strength is also a good card to have come out here because it's saying like hard work is paying off as long as you move forward with the right mindset and you know what it is that you're going after. You have a lot coming toward you, so you keep up that energy moving toward the right like establishment. As long as you're going toward, well, I guess because of the question itself, the school that is meant for you will come to you with ease. Um, there might still be some areas where you might have to um, reserve, save, spend, but I think realistically that's like, a normal thing. But I do feel like something is coming in the form of an opportunity because of the Ace of Wands, Knight of Cups. Um, that's a great, shining, bright opportunity then for you to have at least some stability during that time. You see it in the Knight of Cups. So we have sort of like patience paying off, things coming through for you. The Page of Pentacles, for some reason, I'm reading it as like certain things coming up where you just might have to like unexpected spending um for your education. It's not like random things, it's actually for this. Yes, it's coming out strong um in Taurus season, but you're also getting good news in what I would assume to be like Leo season, but this might be like sort of like a separate piece of news or something separate coming toward you, because you have two sort of timelines that are coming through within these cards, and I see it as a transition through water, which would be what Cancer's in between the two, so, or the only water sign that's in between the two. So that would be the timeline, yeah, because you don't have any air signs coming through here with these cards. So Taurus season seems right. I do like, I've always said 10 of Pentacles shows up as a very good sign for what you're hoping for and what you're wanting coming through for you. With the Three of Cups, it is a celebration. So you have two cards of celebration. Page of Pentacles just has this like, you know, Be on the lookout in case. But I mean, I don't take you as a, the type of person that just like throws money at things, so it's not going to be a big issue for you. But just keep in mind that portion of it. But I do feel like the one that is meant for you has such good energy here that it feels like a strong yes, or at least like something that is significant coverage. Next we have, I should have got out this ring light earlier. We have Page of Cups, the Magician. We have Six of Swords, Eight of Wands, the World. I'm feeling already with the cards that are coming out, it feels like somebody who is not as qualified as they may have acted like they were. So it might be somebody who has more like problems with integrating into the environment. You know, it might be that you see them not completing work or struggling with certain things, and other people might be feeling the workload because of that. But I don't feel like it's a big problem for you. It just feels like a big problem for everyone, because it just feels like that person, I don't really want to say flat out like lied, but it feels like almost like overstated their greatness. When applying or when talking to people, they implied that they could do more than they could, and we see that they're not quite as capable. Especially like the Magician can be somebody who's really good at a lot of things, but having more of the Page of Cups, where it's not really like, the most serious card, and then struggle moving forward of the Six of Swords. Just something to be on the lookout for. I don't feel like they're a bad person, because I'm not getting any negative energy within these cards. I'm not feeling any vibes that are like stay away. I'm not getting any of that. Just, if anything, like if they come to you for help, or if they're around somebody and you're hearing that information, so just like just try to avoid them, because it's just might not be the best person to work with. But I'm not feeling like they're negative. Kitty, kitty, meow meow. Okay. Honestly, I don't really feel like it's not to say anything lesser about them, but I really don't feel like this person has the skills to be vicious or anything. Okay, let's see what's going on. We have one more shuffle. Six of Pentacles. I feel sort of Five of Wands energy, but also like a, Either Five of Swords or Seven of Swords for some reason. Three of Wands. The World. We have the King of Cups. We have the Emperor. Okay. That's somebody who's more in their emotional state than anything else. The Empress. Page of Wands. Anybody else want to come out? Or these? Kitty. Yes. 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 Oh, we got a Five of Pentacles. Hello. There can be conflict sometimes with the Knight of Cups and the Emperor. There can be, because we see somebody who's more led with the heart, the soul, while the Emperor is more about mind and like self-worth. So we're seeing more of like a ego versus like the emotional side of a person. We do have a couple coming out, but there is distance, there's separation, and there's like almost like a push and pull I'm seeing here. But I'm feeling like he wants to be separate from this person for the time being. And this person just keeps dragging them back in, or doing stuff that's like poking and prodding, that's creating this negativity, even though it seems like there's a lot of like justified movement, you know, justified separation there. It just keeps coming back. And normally the Three of Wands would be moving outward, it would be moving forward, but here we see it sort of moving back to the past, and that past would be in the Six of Pentacles. And even the World is a fixation on the past. So there's a like a, it's sort of like a knot, you know, like it's stuck there. It can be undone, but it's waiting for the right time. And you know, we can try and like untangle it ourselves, we can pull it apart. What would really help would be a sword, or something to cut it, but obviously we don't have any tools that would cut anything here, because we don't have anything that is a sword or sharp within these cards. In this sense, I would say a conversation that's strong enough to say, this is over, I don't want this anymore. So I feel like there's this redirection of anger and frustration and just inner chaos that's being placed on you, right? And it keeps happening because there's not this conversation. And it's just, I'm not sure if it's because he's not quite ready to complete that cycle, right? Because we're seeing that completion coming through, but it's like, okay, it's time to say it's over. You know, it's time to cut out the negative entirely, but it's almost like waiting. They're waiting for a sign, and it's still a fixation on the past, which sucks. But I'd like to say, with the transit of these cards, it does feel like by late April, I think there's going to be a lot of improvement, because I think that's when we finally see the like enough is enough, and not so much like drowning in that irritation. Which, like, honestly, I totally see it, because we're seeing the worst sides of some of these cards, especially if we're getting a contrast, right? We're seeing who somebody can be at their worst rather than who somebody can be at their best. Like with the emperor, the best part of the emperor, right, is the one that creates an amazing environment for his subjects, right? He creates this positive flow. He's very good at managing things. He's very respectful. He knows when to speak, knows when to hold back. But when you see the opposite, it's a very like fire heavy card. So somebody who likes to fight, somebody who will start a fight just to start a fight. So, like Jean said, it it's a little on the eh side of things, but hopefully things will improve because I don't want it to get a point where it's like sabotaging that there's no easy recovery. Which I can understand too, in the sense of like letting go of something when you're not quite sure what it means. But, you know, taking the anger out on you and people around them, not good. So, see, around the end of, I keep thinking April, March, May for some reason, but it's April. Like around April, I think that's when that clearance comes along. Clarity. Yeah. Oh, we have the Hierophant coming out again. Ace of Wands. Seven of Cups. Page of Cups. So we see a little romance coming through here. Let's see if we get any return cards. Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so that could be what somebody already know because it's established within the Page of Pentacles. So you have Queen of Pentacles, and lastly we have who wants to come out and join us for fun. Ooh, Ten of Cups. Okay, so I actually feel like this is a stronger connection. Possibly with, you know, that person. But we're seeing somebody who is coming through. It's a long... It's fine, don't worry. It's already coming through as that. So it, whether or not you put it, it's already there. We're seeing something that is good. It's established. It might start off slow because of the Hierophant coming out first. It's more of that slower card. But we're seeing it progress a little quicker. Something that becomes a little more, what is it? I'm seeing May as a possible start. June. But definitely by like July we see this coming through because we do have that transit into fire, and then the Seven of Cups, which would be 7 July. So I feel like this is coming through. I feel like there's a lot of movement here, a lot of energy, a lot of like actual romance because of the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. Definitely some flirting going on here that makes you feel like, I don't know, like it's making you feel good. You know, it's boosting your confidence. It's making you feel happy. It's making you feel cute, pretty. It just gives a nice like vibrancy to summer for you. I also like that it's it some of the like innocence or like jokiness of the Page of Cups, but not in its like full like sort of like dorky awkward side. It has more of a like just fun. It's something that you feel is like about time. It's something that is a relief for you, something else to focus on rather than like anything that's just, you know, just too tiresome, too frustrating, too like serious, whatever it might be. But I feel like it's such a change from all the other things that are going on. I like who this is that's coming out here. Of course, like I said, I do feel like it is that person. Um, I feel like if I say 100% it is, then like I'll be wrong or something. But um, honestly, it has a nice like what is it? It's got a slow and steady overall feel to it. And of course, we get slow and steady, and we think maybe not the most fun, but for the most part, when it actually comes to slow and steady, it's something that results in the best, greatest amount of success. So look for it, like I said, May, June, and then we see it become a little more serious. So it is um, lasting quite a while. Um, so I send good vibes. I like, when it starts off cutesy or sweet, happy. I always feel like that's such a better way to move about, rather than something that starts off like either too like hyped up or too serious, because then you don't really get a nice transition out of that. But I send you good vibes for that. Well wishes. All the yays. Remember, Mercury retrograde is retrograding. So, if you're feeling lousy, if people are treating you meh, remember that um, it's until basically the 20th of this month. Yeah, and it might give or take like a week after that you still feel it. And sometimes it's not, that's the big thing. Some people think like it's them, like they're miscommunicating, they're having issues, but sometimes it's not actually you. Sometimes it's those other people, and they think it's you that's, the one that's wrong, but they don't realize that it's them. They don't realize that it's they're causing the issues, and that you're the one that's not being affected by it. Because sometimes those retrogrades will affect certain signs much more than others, and you'll stay stable while the other signs are going crazy. And honestly, what was it? I don't think it was last year. I wanna say year before last was one that was like you could tell who was being affected by it. Like purely based on their like just starting arguments, just like left and right arguments. You could say grass is green and they'd be like, no, no, no. You're just telling me that. I know it's purple. It's those kind of fights. Are you also telling me to keep calm? Yeah. Just it's a time where people just, I don't know, some of them honestly seem like they're misinterpreting things for fun. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's 100% true right there. Like, you say one thing and they're like, how dare. Luckily, this one, they said, like, it was only affecting, like, certain signs really, really strong. Um, but one of my sign is not one of them. She knows we're talking about her. Oh my gosh. I made a comment on a post on TikTok and I was like how horrible something was. And they're like, if you don't understand it, leave yourself, out of it. And I'm like, um, you know, by supporting this, you're condoning all these, atrocities. And people are like coming at me left and right, and I just kept, going back at them with the same information, and I was just really shocked that people weren't they were almost like defending it. And I'm like, don't defend it. But yeah, it's a weird one to be a part of. I've seen some people just like a lot of people are demanding attention too. Like the last couple days, I've noticed people have been really like wanting to be the center of attention, and it's just like odd. Yeah. That's the second thing when the retrogrades come along, it's like you just sit there and especially when you look it up and like you find out your sign's not the ones that are affected, but then others are, but like for a while there you're thinking you're the crazy one, and then like everybody's like just coming at you. And I've had a lot where I'm just it's been frustrating, the miscommunication and the weird way of thinking. Shitty life and someone struggling without having children as females, say women are puppies. We're like, we want to know how to use the software. That happens all the time. Like, sadly, it's like that lady that went to a city hall meeting. There's a video on it online. She went to a city hall meeting and um, it was about like um planned construction on some street, and she was yelling basically like um they blocked my access to Facebook on the library computers, and um I'm looking for a job and they changed my path, like this whole thing about the internet, and they're just, yes or no on the construction on a street. I mean, obviously, like, I mean, told her shut up, and she said that she were invalidating her trauma. Yeah. Right. Faith in humanity. Just minimizing daily. Right. Oh, yeah, it's late for you. You should get some sleep. Good night. You sleep well. Don't wake up in the middle of the night. Professor says someone to listen to their problems rather than unleashing self-vitriol onto unsuspecting patrons. God. Moments where you just wish you had control over things. I think it's because it's too hard. I'd love if people just like, yeah. Oh, especially those people that will record whatever is going on and then they post it online thinking that they're the ones that are gonna get the like glory or whatever and everybody's gonna side with them, but then people see it and they're like, what's wrong with you? God, I hate it. It's like, but hey, I have some people I'll need to probably block on here. But I don't know if it's because parents are lousy, or because people aren't receptive, or like there's some mystery involved in, the universe that I'm unaware of. I don't know. I was trying to think of that right now. I'm going over all the things that I have in there, and I'm like, no clue. Oh my god, how fancy. Don't tell chunkers. Oh. Maybe I'll make some tomato soup and like fancy grilled cheese or something. That sounds good actually. Yeah. Dang, now I want. Ooh, I do have fettuccine. Ooh, I want all of the above. What do I do? What do I get? A little bit of everything? Yeah. One day we'll be closer to each other. But, you know, in the future. Oh, you know what I got? I have Moonster in there and um pepper jack, and I can mix the two together and make a grilled cheese sandwich. and dip it in tomato soup. That sounds yummy. I know. I would love that. But I don't know. Depends on. I like, honestly, I like to put like yellow squash and stuff. You know how they have the like the mixed bags of zucchini and yellow squash and like white squash stuff. You know, like do readings. Or when I have the frozen because I usually keep it on hand. I keep the bell peppers and onions, diced bell peppers and onions in the freezer. I like to throw those in. Oh, now I'm getting hungrier. Dang. Now I really need to figure out what I'm eating. I know. It's so bad. God. I know, isn't it? It's like, dang it, I'm not supposed to be that predictable. But I am. Like sometimes I'll just go on TikTok and scroll through it to try and find recipes. Just recipes. Not anything other than recipes. It's hard health buttons. And then true, you know? Also supply them with food. Oh my god, that is the truth. That is 100% the truth. I found one person recently that posted like easier ways to make things, but it was like food that I've never like made before, you know, so it's more complicated. And I was just saving everything. And now I've lost like all of the videos because I've saved so many of them. That was one of them. I practice making the best version of everything so I don't have to waste my time. That's the best thing. Oh, like the dumplings where you put the like a meatball and then you squish it down with the dumpling wrapper and then you just put the lid on it and cook it. So much easier than wrapping each individual. using a potato instead of a bread bowl. Gotta have so many on here. Yes, I have. Oh my god, it looks so good. I have to go and buy all the ingredients to make it. I love like lazy versions of things. So I don't have to wait a lifetime to make it. There was a lettuce wrap too that I had found that was like super easy, and I have no idea where it is. I'm just feeding. I want to try the buffalo mozzarella sticks and the heavy cream tortillas, but those are for the future because I'd just be making everything at once. Oh my god, me too. It looks so good. I want to do a mixture of like hot Cheetos and regular Cheetos. Well, mainly regular. Don't want it too spiced. Corn dogs too. Oh my god. They like really like. Some spice to make it nice. I've been pouring hot tapatio and everything lately. And I'm like, dang, I'm on a spice kick, I think. Dang, now I'm actually getting hungry. I wasn't. I'd just eaten before the stream. Wasn't hungry. Oh, is that one of the... Oh, how to make your own Italian urban cheese bread. That one looked delicious. your own pull apart cheese bread. See, these are the things that I can't look up, because when I look those up, then I want them and they're unhealthy. Oh, that's one that I wanted to make. I wanted to make, it was a cucumber avocado salad, and I forgot to buy cucumber, or I forgot to buy avocados. Cucumber. Oh my god, I love cucumbers. I was just munching on cucumbers earlier. I want to try making the Pillsbury biscuits into pretzels recipe. I'm currently on a sourdough recipes roll. I just need to get courage up to make the sourdough starter. Well, now I'm like literally just scrolling through all the recipes. That's bad. I need to stop because now all this food looks delicious. I can't believe I forgot to get avocados. I'm so upset with myself. 2-ingredient sourdough. Ooh. That's, yeah. Yeah. I try to make I try to follow one person's recipe a couple months back, and it just was a disaster. and I realized it was their recipe. She's doing good. She's away right now. She is visiting my sister. Been trying to get it, you know, things a little less chaosy around here. Yeah, I know. But it was more of a I found out yesterday. And move all the furniture. Yeah. I wish I had known, like, I don't know. Not that I would have had him over, it's just more so like I would have had more plans for like a nicer dinner for myself. Yeah. But no. No. Me, I'm thinking about food, not romance. One track mind here. I love food. Not for yourself. Yes. I got finished with the readings last night for the night so that I don't have to worry about any tonight. But, yeah, it's good. Yeah. Time, time for me to care for me. I don't know, later tonight. Probably like 7-ish. 7:30. I'm not sure. I've never been good with time frames, so she'll come back eventually past her curfew. I know, so scandalous. Okay. I'm gonna go get food. She made her boyfriend. Yeah, it'd be nice if she got like a little more of a romancy going on, or somebody, friends that are, at a distance for her to drive to. But hey, I will see you next weekend. It changes this week, huh? Daylight savings time. So I gotta make sure I tell everybody that times might be a little different for everyone. Go get some ice cream. Yeah. Oh, I hate when it happens because then I have to get all used to it. It's like so confusing for me. But I gotta make sure to say it because I know some people live in places that don't have daylight savings time. But I will see you next weekend. Good vibes to you. You go get some like ice cream or snackies or something. Take care of yourself. Relax for the rest of the day. Take it easy. Good vibes. Well, run. Run, get on it. Bye. I'm gonna go get some food. Bye. Uh-oh. Bye.